Every morning at 8:30, the quiet cul-de-sac of Willow Creek hummed with a small ritual. A bright blue wheelchair, adorned with hand-painted stars, rolled down a ramp striped in colors chosen by my daughter, Lily, age 6. Worn with spina bifida, Lily moved with a deliberate grace, her hands gripping paintbrushes like they held the secrets of the universe. Her eyes sparkled with a fire most grown-ups had long lost the unshakable belief that beauty could bloom anywhere, even on a worn suburban sidewalk. As the mayor of our small town, I watched her from the porch, coffee in hand, my chest tight with pride and an uneasy feeling I couldn't shake. Something dark was creeping into our neighborhood, and I'd do whatever it took to keep her safe even if it meant tearing the whole place apart. Lily didn't talk much to strangers, but her waves were invitations. Kids flocked to her, drawn by her chalk murals of sunflowers and comets that turned the pavement into a canvas. She'd tell them stories about the stickers on her chair, one for every dream, every place she wanted to see, every friend she'd made. Neighbors called her a gift, their driveways brighter for it. But not everyone agreed. Some pulled their curtains shut as she rolled by. Others muttered under their breath, "What a shame, that poor girl." And then there was Vanessa Caldwell, the new HOA president, who didn't bother hiding her disdain. To her, Lily's chair was a blight, her art a violation. I saw the way Vanessa's eyes narrowed, and I knew trouble was coming. 3 months earlier, Vanessa had arrived in a sleek silver SUV, stepping out like she owned the sun itself. All sharp suits and sharper words, she spoke with a cold authority that silenced rooms. At her first HOA meeting, she declared, "This neighborhood's gone soft. Too many exceptions, too much chaos. Order starts now." Within weeks, she'd ousted the old board kindly folks who cared about streetlights and rosebush and installed her own loyalists. Flyers appeared in mailboxes, listing new rules. No unapproved decorations, no gatherings without permits. Then came the neighborhood watch crew, 3 men in their 30s, dressed in cheap uniforms with badges that looked like they came from a costume shop. They weren't cops, but they acted like it, patrolling with clipboards and fake citations. They zeroed in on Lily. I caught one of them, Marcus, filming her as she painted near the curb. "Put the phone down," I snapped, storming out. He smirked. "Just documenting violations, sir. Stay out of it." I wanted to knock the smugness off his face, but Lily was watching, smiling, offering him a brush. He didn't take it. A week later, Vanessa cornered me at the grocery store, her gaze sliding to Lily. "Some people add charm," she said. "Others just clutter the view." My grip on the cart tightened. That was the moment I knew she'd cross any line to control this place, and I'd make her regret it if she touched my daughter. It was a crisp Tuesday morning, the kind that feels too perfect to last. Lily was at her spot by the driveway, sketching comets on the sidewalk with a cluster of neighborhood kids. Her laughter carried like music. Then the SUV roared up, followed by a van with flashing lights that screamed fake. Marcus stepped out, flanked by Derek and Owen, their boots grinding Lily's chalk into dust. "You're in violation," Marcus barked at her. "Defacing public property, blocking pathways." Lily blinked, confused but kind. "It's just chalk," she said softly. "It washes away. Want to see my hose?" Derek kicked her artwork, smearing a comet into a gray streak. "This lowers property values," he sneered. Owen added, "That chair's leaving marks. Might need to go." I dropped my mug, the shatter echoing as I crossed the lawn. "Back off," I said, voice low, lethal. Marcus turned, unfazed. "You're interfering with official HOA business." I stepped closer. "You're harassing a 6-year-old. Who do you think you are?" Derek puffed up. "We've got authority. File a complaint if you don't like it." Owen smirked. "Or we can escalate." Lily's voice broke through, small and scared. "Daddy, did I do something wrong?" Her eyes were wet, her hands clutching her sketch pad. That question snapped something inside me. Marcus took a step toward her chair, his boot hovering over the footrest. Then he kicked. The metal screeched, the chair tipped, and Lily hit the pavement with a cry. Her elbow bled, her paint scattered like broken dreams. I didn't think. I moved. In 3 strides, I grabbed Marcus by his collar and slammed him against the mailbox post. His badge clattered to the ground, his nose split open. Derek charged, yelling, "Stand down." I caught him with an elbow to the throat, and he crumpled, gasping. Owen reached for some thingabaton, maybe, but I was faster. I snatched Lily's paint tray and hurled it at his face. He collapsed, blood mixing with spilled red paint. Marcus tried to crawl away. I dragged him through the dirt, shoving his face into Lily's smeared comet. "You kicked a child," I roared. Eat what you destroyed. Neighbors spilled out, phones up, some shouting to stop, others frozen in shock. Mrs. Peterson, pushing 80, marched past Owen's body and stood by Lily. Shame on you, she spat at Marcus. You hurt a little girl. The Miller family joined her, then Mr. Donovan, fist clenched. One by one, they formed a wall around us. Marcus tried to bark orders, disperse, this is illegal, but Mr. Donovan cut him off. What department are you even with? Silence. Their badges looked like toys now. Sirens reel one sliced the air. Detective Sarah Mitchell pulled up, a no-nonsense cop I'd worked with on city projects. She took one look at Lily, bleeding on the ground, and radioed for backup. 3 suspects, possible civil rights violation, child victim. Marcus stammered. We're HOA, enforcing rules. Sarah's eyes were ice. You're not police. You're civilians impersonating officers, and you assaulted a minor. Owen bolted for the bushes. Derek stumbled after him, but more cruisers blocked their escape. They were cuffed, faces pale with panic. Then Vanessa's SUV screeched to a stop. She stormed out, pristine and furious, ignoring Lily's tears. What is this? She demanded. Sarah didn't flinch. Your men attacked a child. Vanessa scoffed. That girl's a nuisance shock. Noise. That chair ruins the aesthetic. The crowd gasped. I stood, voice like steel. You targeted my daughter because she's disabled. Vanessa's eyes widened as she recognized me. You're the mayor, she whispered. And Lily's father, I said. Your reign ends today. Sarah cuffed her. Vanessa Caldwell, you're under arrest for conspiracy, harassment, and violating disability protections. Vanessa screamed. I'm the HOA president. I have lawyers. But the neighbors weren't listening. They were witnesses now, not bystanders. Mrs. Peterson held up her phone. I recorded everything. The crowd cheered as Vanessa was led away, her power crumbling like ash. Inside, I cradled Lily, her elbow swollen, her chair damaged. The wheel spun crookedly, star stickers scattered on the ground. My assistant called City Hall needed me, but I wasn't leaving yet. I stepped into the street, neighbors and cameras watching, and spoke as mayor. Today, we saw cruelty disguised as order. No child, no citizen, will face this again. I'm proposing the Lily Safeguard Act to protect the vulnerable from fake authority. Applause erupted, fierce and tearful. The act passed that night, the strongest anti-discrimination law in the state. Vanessa's house went up for sale, her name a warning in every city meeting. The HOA board collapsed, its rules rewritten. Lily struggled to face her chair again. Do I have to? She asked, voice small. I knelt beside her. You don't forget, but if you don't get back in, they win. She nodded, climbing in slowly. The next morning, the sidewalk bloomed with chalk flowers, stars, tiny wheelchairs drawn by kids overnight. Mrs. Peterson brought cookies and new stickers. Mr. Donovan built a custom easel, weatherproof and adjustable. The Millers donated paints. By noon, the street was alive with Lily's Art Fair, a banner declaring no bullies allowed. Lily painted a comet of shattered glass and bright colors, calling it Wings from Wreckage. The local paper quoted her, I'm not a problem. I'm a masterpiece. That night, over 100 people filled our lawn for her art show. Families with disabled kids came to meet her. We raised $60,000 for inclusion programs, all in Lily's name. Sarah stopped by, smiling. She didn't just fight back. She changed what strength means. Vanessa's house sat empty, her legacy erased. Property values rose, turns out. People want to live near hope. Lily looked down the street, where every mailbox bore a star sticker. I'll paint the sky, she said. And she did, her brush unstoppable, a girl in a wheelchair teaching a town to stand tall. This story shouldn't have happened, but it did. It's a reminder that justice starts on sidewalks, when neighbors choose courage over silence, when a father fights not just for his child but for a world where no one bleeds to be seen. Lily showed us that strength isn't power, it's protecting those who need it most. What do you think? Should I have fought those men? Or was there another way? How do you face injustice in your life? Share your thoughts below. Let's debate violence, fairness, and what it takes to stand up. Your voice matters.